came here looking for a recipe on how to cook fried rice. Well, this is the channel for Fried Rice TV, yeah, the animated series and the film. But since you're here anyway, I might as well give you a recipe for how to cook fried rice. So let's get started. I'm Kimberly Edwards from cookingwithkimberly.com, and we're starting with some Thai rice, and this is just regular, I don't know what to call it other than Thai rice. You can get all different kinds of Asian rice at the store, but this happens to be one called Thai rice. So I have about 2 cups of rice here, and the main point here, I think, this is what I've experimented with and figured out over the years, is that toasting the rice, rinsing it off under cold water, rinsing all those that debris and any extra starch off, the saponins, you can rinse those right off. That's what gets your rice all gunky and mucky and mushy and like almost creamy. And when you're not eating arborio rice for like a risotto, then you don't want creamy rice. You want rice that has like a little bit of bite, a little bit of al dente texture, and that actually doesn't stick together, okay? So for fried rice, this is gonna be perfect. Now, what you do, you measure out that 2 cups. Now, when you're using rice like this, that's not minute rice or it's not parboiled, you are going to use roughly double the amount of liquid. So if you want to feed, I don't know, 4 people, that's what I'm feeding tonight, 4 people, I'm using 2 cups of rice, and I'll be using 4 cups of water. Got me? So put it in a colander or a strainer like this, go to your sink, rinse it under cold water until all that liquid that comes out of there runs clear. Sit tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my rice, it's been rinsed, it's wet now. Use a plate to transfer it from your kitchen, because if you get your ceramic tiles wet, they're very slippery, so be careful. Ready? Into my pot on my stovetop. I'm using a gas stove. On my stovetop, I have about a medium to large sauce pot, okay? And I have 1 tablespoon of peanut oil. Tonight I'm using peanut oil. You can use canola, you can use vegetable, use whatever you have or whatever you prefer, whatever you like. Tonight, that's what I'm using is peanut oil. So into that peanut oil that's already been heating on about medium heat, okay? I want to toast this rice. What it's going to do is it's going to brown it, it's going to seal it, and it's going to, you know, give it that extra little bit of texture that you want, okay? And help it keep its integrity as it's cooked. So, you can tell that's sizzling, sizzle, because there's water in that rice, and you're hitting it with that hot oil. So be careful you don't splatter yourself. But this is all going to evaporate off, and you are going to toast this up. Now, you don't want it to be blackened, you don't want it to be dark brown, you want it to be lightly golden brown and toasted. And that's it, super simple. So you're just gonna move it around in that pot while it's heating until you feel like it's got, you know, it smells a little bit nutty and it looks like it's golden brown and toasted. So we'll be back when that's happened. In the meantime, while your rice is toasting, what you're going to do is you're going to get your wok prepared, okay, and all of your vegetables for this fried rice. Now, the fried rice that I'm doing this evening is going to have chicken and vegetables. You can use shrimp, you can use beef, you can use pork, you can use whatever kind of meat you prefer or you like or you have. Or you can go ahead and go vegetarian, just use vegetables. Or you can use tofu, beans even. I'm actually going to put some beans in today. When you're eating rice and you mix it with a legume, it creates a complete protein. So I do have chicken in there, but I'm also going to put that in as well, just to beef it up, quote unquote, no pun intended, beef it up a little bit. I used to be a vegetarian in university, so old habits die hard. So I always try and add some vegetal protein. Got me? So keep stirring your rice. You don't want it to stick to the bottom and get burnt. Keep stirring it, babysit it here and there. It's getting this nice little color on it, and I can smell it's getting a little bit nutty. Now, I'm going to chop some of these vegetables. I have vegetables, but they're all different thicknesses and hardnesses, okay? So your peppers are kind of hard, your broccoli's hard, I'm using mushrooms, and I have some zucchini. Now, these garbanzo beans or chickpeas, you can use any kind of beans you want. You can use mung beans, would be fantastic in here, but garbanzos is what I have. I made them this week, and I also have a zucchini. So they all have different, like, mushrooms and zucchini are kind of squishy and soft, right? And then your pepper and your broccoli are a little bit hard. So when you're putting things into that hot wok, you're going to start with the things that are the hardest texture. So you could use carrots. You can use all different kinds of things in this sucker, okay? But this is what I'm using tonight. If you have carrots, if you have celery, if you have onions, garlic, by all means, please use that. So I'm just going to do some quick slice jobs And we just need a little bit of vegetable. It's going to be pretty in here with the different colors, especially with those red peppers. I'm going to use my super sharp knife, and I'm going to thinly slice these red peppers. It's going to be so pretty. I don't want a giant red peppers, giant bites, right? So I'm also going to cut those in half so they're not great big long strips. Boom. Okay, so now you've got some nice red pepper. Eyeball it. You know, I have, what's that, about 3/4 of a cup, I'd say, maybe half a cup of that. And you have a bunch of vegetables, so don't overdo any one thing. You understand what I mean? These little broccoli, now you get broccoli in florets like this, and I just cut it kind of close to the actual tree part. I don't know what else to call it, but it comes in little florets like this, okay? So I'm just breaking them apart or slicing them apart so I have tinier pieces that you don't want to eat a giant piece of broccoli with your fried rice. You want little tiny bits. Well, I do anyway. That's what I like. So I'm just going to slice them into little, you know, bite-sized bits that would be something I'd put on my fork. You know what I mean? So just continue to do that with your broccoli. You don't need a lot. Again, probably about the same amount, half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. Because again, you're going to put like 3 or 4 veggies in here, okay? All right. Gotta check my rice in my pot. It's good. It tends to want to stick to the bottom slightly, but you just have to move it around. And that's all gravy. It almost looks like it's where I need it to be. So let's get these veggies going, okay? Finish these off. The zucchini, what I'm going to do with the zucchini is I'm going to make it a little bit prettier, and I'm going to show you how. Sit tight, hold on. Grab yourself a peeler, and what you can do is you can make intermittent peels to make a striped pattern on the skin. And then when you cut those, it looks like a little, you know, circular carnival wheel almost, okay? Let me show you. That's how you accomplish this effect. Stripy little beautiful effect, okay? All right. I'm also going to slice those into, I think, halves, just so they're more easy to maneuver. I'm going to be using chopsticks, etc. So I just want, you know, bites that are about the same size. Got me? A little bit more of this. Let's use that. Okay, and then the mushrooms, same thing. You're just going to slice them. Do however you want. There's so many different ways to slice a mushroom. It's up to you, everybody. So I'm going to half mine, and then I'm just going to slice all the way through each half. I'll show you again. Half it, and then slice all the way through. You can't see past my pepper. Slice, 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 slice. I'm trying to keep the slices about the same thickness as that red pepper over there. I'm going to use 4 great big mushrooms. You can use all mushrooms if you wanted to. That'd be yummy. Just mushroom fried rice would be really, really tasty. Never underestimate the power of the mushroom. The button mushroom, even though it's like plain and doesn't have a lot of flavor, when you cook those bad boys up, they have so much flavor, they really enhance everything that you put them in. Okay, now my last thing, I'm going to put in some ginger, and that's going to keep everything very authentic and Asian flavored. So I'm going to use this awesome grater I just got. This is just a hand grater, and it's this size. It's that little size there. Now I'm going to take my fresh ginger, and I'm just going to grate it. This is, to me, this is the easiest and the fastest way to get some nice fresh ginger. Now you can use a crusher. That's really difficult to work, okay, with some ginger, because ginger is very, very hard. It's not like a garlic. You can mince it up with your knife, and that's easy to do. It takes a little bit of knife skill and a little bit of patience, but hey, whatever. Or you can just take this nice little grater and be done in like 2 seconds. Okay, I'm just gonna get a little bit more. I want this to be super gingery. I really enjoy that. Plus, ginger is very healthy for you. Okay, so all my veggies for this evening are ready. Ginger, I've got the mushrooms, I've got some zucchini, some broccoli, and those peppers, okay? I also have those beans, don't forget, and I've got some egg. I'm going to do some scrambled egg inside. You know how you get your Asian food, and sometimes there's egg in your rice, right? Well, this is a perfect opportunity to do that. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm just taking a little tiny bowl, and I'm going to crack my 2 eggs in here. I like to do that separate so that I don't do it inside the pan. And then you get eggshells and you gotta fish them out. Not cool, right? So into my little bowl, you can ensure that you don't have any shells in there that are going into the rest of your food, and that's not cool. So into this, I am going to put a little bit of chili flake. Now, this is a fresh grinder of chili. These are from Drogeria. These are Drogeria spices. They're fantastic. Go check them out. Awesome, man. So I'm putting a little bit of that in. I'm also going to put a tiny bit of sriracha sauce. Where are you at, sriracha? Hold on one moment, please. Okay, a little bit of sriracha sauce instead of using pepper. And a tiny, tiny bit of soy sauce instead of using salt. Got me? And I'm going to just whisk that up. And that's going to be put into the center of my fried rice. Almost at the very end. Actually, at the very end. Okay? So, you check this rice again. It's perfect. It's toasted. It's getting nice and dry-ish, which is sealing those beautiful little kernels of rice. You got me? All right. So now this rice is ready to have the liquid put in. Let's talk about liquid. Now, you can use water, you can use tea, you can use stocks of whatever kind you like. This evening, I'm using a little bit of chicken stock and a little bit of water because that's what I've got. So 2 cups of rice, got me? We're gonna use 4 cups of liquid. And I'm gonna pour this in and it's going to get to boil. I need it to boil. So I'm gonna bring it up to heat and we're gonna let this boil. That's cold broth, by the way, that I put in there, not warm. So we're gonna bring this up to the boil. I'm definitely gonna cover this. And that's the wrong lid. I'm gonna find the lid and I'm gonna cover it. Okay? So on the side, now we're gonna heat up the wok. In the wok, we're gonna turn this bad boy on. Okay? And I'm also going to put 1 tablespoon of peanut oil in. A 4 count usually covers a tablespoon. If you use your oil and you pour it out normally, it's about 4 count and that's 1 tablespoon. Okay, so let's figure out what order we're going to put this in. We're going to put the peppers and the broccoli, I'm going to put those in first. And I'm going to put them in together. Then I'm going to put the zucchini and the mushroom in together because those are very similar in texture. Then I'm going to kick everything up with my spices. I'm going to throw that ginger in because it's minced. I mean, it doesn't have to cook really. It needs to cook a tiny, tiny bit, but you don't want to like wreck it. You don't want to burn it, and it's so tiny, so you can't do that. The key with using a wok is to use a very high temperature. Okay, so you want this on almost the highest. I would say medium-high heat. You want to make sure that oil is heated before you put anything in there, as well as the pan. Then you're going to do everything very, very fast. So that's why I wanted you guys to have everything prepared here before you throw it in, because everything kind of goes whoosh, really, really fast, okay? So sit tight. I'm going to find that lid, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. My wok is preheated. It's ready to go. Everything else I have is ready to go too, except I need to chop my chicken up. I made 1.5 or 2 I've got here, I guess, meat from chicken breasts. And I'm going to just put it into nice little dice-sized chunks, maybe, I don't know, 1.5 inches each in chunk. So I'm going to chop that up. That's going to go in at the end. Now, it's already cooked. Okay, it's been pre-cooked. It has not been, it's not going in raw, okay? You could do raw, and that's great and fine and dandy, and you would do it right here in this wok. You would probably cook it first. And then you would take it out, put it in a plate, reserve it, do your vegetables, then throw your rice in, okay? So into this wok, I am going to throw my broccoli and my peppers. You hear that? That's how hot it is. It's sizzling. You want it to be at a really good temperature before any of this gets thrown in. Now, this is all going to be very, very fast, okay? And then I'm going to take my vegetables actually out. I'm going to fry up or toast my my rice, and then I'm going to combine everything together in the pan at the very end. So that's my trick today. So we're just going to move these around in the pan. You want them to get, I don't want them completely mushy, because when you're eating Asian food, especially when you're eating mushy food, like rice is, it has a texture of, being soft. You don't want everything to just be the same thing, all soft and, you want a little something to bite on. So that's what we're trying to do. That's not going to take long. That's just a couple minutes. Okay, nice and fresh. Now, you can jam-pack this with veggies. I even have spinach I could put in. You put all kinds of things, okay? Also, herbs. You can use all different kinds of herbs. You can use some cilantro if you want to. You can use some Thai basil if you want to. Parsley is always, it goes with everything, parsley. Go ahead. have some fun with that. Into the rice also, I have 1 tablespoon of butter, just because that's how I like my rice, with butter. So I have a tablespoon of butter, and I put about a teaspoon of sea salt into my rice. Now you could use soy sauce as well if you want to, but I used salt, okay? Now you're gonna just stir this up. You want this to stay hot, this pan, this wok. All right. And the last thing I'm gonna put in there is the ginger, okay? I need a plate, so sit tight. Okay, so these veggies look awesome. They're ready to go. Now the last thing I'm putting in here, veggie-wise or herb-wise, is this ginger. Okay, the ginger's going in. I'm tossing that through as well. I'm also going to keep the meat separate for some people. So I'm not going to use all of my rice for this, but you know, some people might want it vegetarian. So I did cut up my chicken breast. This ended up being about 1.5 cups of chicken breast, and just in, you know, chunks like that, okay? All right. Now this is done. I need to reserve these veggies to the side because I don't want them to overcook. Okay, they're ready to go, but I also want to toast up that rice once it's done. Now that rice, you put it on high heat to get that water boiling, okay? And then you're going to turn it down to the lowest amount possible, on low heat. And you're going to let that go for about 10 to 12 minutes with this kind of rice. Now, when you're using a gas stove, I tend to think that you need to put the temperature up a little bit higher. So if you're using a flat top or a stove with elements, go ahead and put it on the lowest. Now, if you're using a gas stove, I seem to have to turn mine up a little bit. So I have it on medium-low, and that's going to go for about 10 minutes. Set your timer. You don't want to forget. And then you're just going to fluff it up, okay? You're going to fluff it up and move it around. Make sure that there's no excess liquid. All right? We'll be back when that happens. Okay, so now I have my wok heating. Again, it's on that nice high heat, like medium-high, okay? And my rice is done. It just beeped anyway, and so we're going to check it. I'm just going to fluff it up. I've stirred it periodically throughout the cooking time. I don't know, maybe 2 times. Everything looks nice. Looks like the water's gone. Let's make sure we taste it. Okay? You want to make sure that it's soft enough, but not too mushy. That's perfect. That's going to be perfect for fried rice. So off this heat it comes. Okay? I'm just going to put that to the side for right now. Into my pan, I'm going to put my chicken, just to heat it through again, and to brown it up, maybe just a little bit more like on the sides, okay? And that is going to go for just a couple minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, my chicken is heated through. It's nice and browned. I'm just going to put it to the side for 1 second. Everything's going to go together at the very end. You'll see everything will be fine. But now we want to toast this rice up, and this is what the important part about fried rice is, in my opinion. So I'm going to put, I don't know, let's put a little bit of oil in here first. Tiny bit. Okay. Here's the key to fried rice. Frying the rice. Ready? It's no big deal. It's super easy to do. You're just throwing this in here. I'm using almost all of it. And so what's going to happen is you hear it sizzling, right? You're going to let this just sit in the pan. You don't have to move it around like crazy. I'm just doing it for right now. Let it sit in the pan for, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes, and you're going to see it start to get a little bit toasty color. And then you move it around and you let it do a little bit of that again. And then you do it again. So it's maybe going to take, I don't know, 6-7 minutes to like make it nice and toasty and golden. It's going to be gorgeous. But I'm also going to add a little bit of soy sauce to this. Tiny bit. And a little bit of sriracha just because I want it to be spicy. Tiny bit. All right. And I'm going to let that toast up, and you'll see how beautiful that will be. So I'm about halfway through or so. If you're brave enough and you want to try and experiment with the flipping, technique, what you're going to do is you're going to push the pan away from you and the stuff, tilting down with the pan, lifting up with the stuff, and then catching it underneath. Got me? Anyways, that just allowed me to completely flip the rice in one fell swoop. And, you know, I didn't have to sit there and mush it around. So now I'm just going to break it up a little bit and let that toast yet again. Okay, this is the exciting part. Now I get to add everything all together, and we're almost done. We're in the home stretch here. What you're going to see is you're going to see your rice getting toasty. If you take a bite of it, it's going to be a little bit crunchy on a couple sides. Perfect. That's how I love it. Okay? All right, into this mix goes my veggies that have already been cooked. You don't have to do it this way, but this is my plan for today. In goes that chicken. Okay. In goes some of those beans. Ready? And I'm going to stir. Stir through. If you've never used stock to cook your chicken, your rice, then you are really missing out, because it really imparts a heck of a lot of flavor as opposed to just water. So, if you can, and you have it available, go ahead and use some stock, because it's going to be beautiful and you'll love me for it. Believe me, I promise. Okay, so this is all nice and mixed through. I'm just going to give it a couple of tosses here, the way I want to. All right. We're looking good. Now, I'm putting a hole in the center of my rice. Got me? Turning it down a slight bit. And now is the business of the fried egg, the scrambled egg in the middle. And I love the egg in it. Now, if you don't want your eggs to be this color, I put soy sauce in it, and it's like a darker brown color. I don't really care. Doesn't bother me, but if you don't want to do that, don't do that. Put it in the mixture instead of into the egg, and you'll have these nice bright yellow eggs. So into the center, I'm going to pour my scrambled egg. Okay, my whisked up egg. I'm going to use one of these to make sure that I can really move it around easy. What you're going to do is you're just going to do scrambled eggs in the center, and then you're going to mix it in. Okay, so into the center, I'm going to let it cook slightly. All the rice and the vegetables, etc., hold everything in the center for me so I can easily access those scrambled eggs. Okay, so it's going to cook on the bottom a bit, stir it up a little bit, move that cooked bit around, let that egg sit again, let it cook until it's not wet and gunky anymore, and then you've got scrambled eggs, okay? Might take a couple minutes. We'll be right back. Okay, so my eggs are done. I'm actually taking this off of here. I'm going to do the final stir. Final stir, make sure all those eggs are nice and mixed in. Okay, with everything else. Now you can do more eggs if you want to. I mean, I just didn't think it was necessary to do more than 2. It's not the whole main point of the dish. It's just an addition. So this actually looks like it'll feed a heck of a lot more people than 4. Okay, it might feed 5 even. Okay, and I didn't use all the rice in my pot in my wok, so that goes to show you. Okay, I'm going to put some in a bowl as soon as I'm finished with the final seasoning. Now, you thought I was done, didn't you? Don't worry, sit tight. Okay, sesame oil. Sesame oil has gorgeous flavor, but you only need like 1 or 2 drops for like the whole dish. You don't actually cook with sesame oil. It's a finishing oil. You don't want to heat it. It just doesn't do well. It changes everything. So you want to use this at the very end just to give it a little tiny sesame-ish flavor. 1, 2, I'm going to do 3. Probably doesn't even need it, but 3. Also, if you wanted to, you can use Chinese 5-spice if you want to cook with that. And I'm probably going to end up putting sriracha on, but I'm going to put it on separately. If you don't know what sriracha is, it's a hot chili sauce, okay? And it's an Asian sauce. You can get it at most markets, Asian markets, or you can go online to places like Qualifirst Foods. It's qualifirst.com and get things like that, imported foods from all over the world. Okay, into my fried rice with that sesame oil. This smells beautiful. It looks beautiful. It's, a different variety of vegetables than, the typical carrot, celery stuff that you're going to see on every single Asian buffet you go to, right? Okay. Into my bowl. Gorgeous. If you want it more toasted, go ahead. Toast it all you like. Fry it up all you like. This is fried rice, right? Okay, we're going to try this. It's super hot, so don't laugh if I burn myself, that's for sure. Okay. I want a mushroom and a pepper. Excuse me. That's a winner chicken dinner, that's for sure. So, here you go. You came over here looking for fried rice and that's what you got. But make sure you go check out that animated series in the film. It's at friedricethemovie.com. And if you're looking on YouTube, the channel is youtube.com/friedricetv. That's it, that's all. That's how to cook fried rice, chicken fried rice, okay? Experiment with the ingredients so that you get different results all the time, okay? I'm Kimberly Edwards from cookingwithkimberly.com. I hope you follow me on Twitter at cookingwithkime with a capital E. I hope you like the fan page. It's facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. And my site is cookingwithkimberly.com. That's it, that's all. I hope you guys like the fried rice movie. All right, everybody, be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye, ciao.